So for my second habit, the month of March, I tracked my studying as part of a management class assignment. And I want to talk about this habit and especially tracking it and how it had a bigger impact on me than I really did expect. So my habit was study for a minimum of 30 minutes a day. And at the beginning of the month, I felt studying felt like something I did very inconsistently. Going into this semester, I was very lazy. I wasn't very motivated. I wasn't very disciplined. Some days I studied a lot, and then other days I told myself I would do it later, procrastinated, and never did it. Once I really started tracking my daily study times, I feel like this really changed my mindset, and this really changed how I looked at my studying and how productive I really was. Tracking forced accountability. I couldn't just feel productive. I could actually see whether I studied or not. And tracking that at the end of the day and seeing how much I did during the day was very important because then I sat back and I realized like, wow, I really only studied 30 minutes today. And that, yes, that is the minimum and that's good. But some days I didn't even study at all. So on days where I didn't, it made me reflect on why I didn't do it, and like I would reflect at night and think about what I would do to change that. Like most of the time, it wasn't because I didn't have time, it was because I didn't have a plan. So I started planning. Over time, studying became more structured. I started breaking it into manageable chunks instead of procrastinating. Tracking also helped me notice patterns, like which days I was most focused and which distractions got in the way, and what I was doing during the days that I didn't study enough that I could have eliminated from my day-to-day life and then just replace it with studying just to, be more academic and be more focused. I could see a lot coming from that. And then also too, like on the days when I did not complete a habit, like it helped me reflect on why I didn't do it, such as lack of time, motivation, or poor planning. I think this habit consistently helped me build structure in my day and made me more intentional with how I use my time. I found that following through with this habit positively influenced my other behaviors and reinforced hard work and control over my work. Overall, I did miss some days of studying, and that has impacted me negatively. But the tracking of this habit is something that taught me discipline, consistency, honesty, and realizing what I could do to actualize my college academic life and succeed more at academia. I think one of the biggest lessons I learned is that studying consistently isn't about motivation. It's about systems. Tracking me helped me build that system. By the end of March, studying felt less stressful and more routine, and I felt more confident about going into my classes. This habit taught me that small track behaviors directly impact performance, and that's something that definitely applies to management and leadership as well. Overall, tracking my studying turned something I used to avoid into something I felt in control of. Being disciplined, taking accountability,